Well, welcome this evening. I'm Nigel, and we're just going to be showing you how to replenish shock absorbers oil. So this is from a UDI RC car and an upgraded shock with the stock oil inside. So first of all, we need to remove the spring. That's done by pulling up and removing the plastic flange like so, and the spring's gone. Now there's a bit of kickback on the shock without the spring. You'll see that's because of a diaphragm inside the shock. So now we need to open up the casing. So to do that, just use some pliers, hold it on the clear bit of metal on the cylinder, and then just twist the top, and it should come away fairly easily. And then we can see inside the shock absorber. So you've got a little cap here, a little bit of plastic in at for the mounting, and here's the little rubber diaphragm. Remove that, you can see the little dome of rubber, so that sort of moves up and down when your shock is progressing. Inside you can see the oil. In this case there's a lot of air bubbles in the system, so you've probably got more air than oil actually in the shock absorber. So we want to replace that, put some fresh oil in, and have the shock working more efficiently. So we just tip out the oil. Obviously if you want to have some tissue paper or something prepared, wipe that away, keep drawing and wiping. You're trying to get rid of all those air bubbles that were left in by the manufacturer. So that's done now. So now we can go ahead and replenish. So here we've got some Core RC 300 CST oil, and we're just going to pop that into the cylinder. So you want to pull down the cylinder. By the way, you've got this little plastic thing inside. It's held in place with a little E-clip, circlip. If you want to, say if your shaft is bent, you need to replace it, you need to just pop the little E-clip out, and then you're able to remove and replace the shaft. But obviously we don't need to do that today. So pull down on the shaft and then gently load it up with oil. You don't need to go all the way to the top because you've got the diaphragm to replace. So just to make sure there's no air bubbles, you push up the cylinder, don't go past the oil level, and then pull down. Repeat that a few times. If you see if there's air bubbles, they will be pushed to the surface. You can see from the comparison it's few air bubbles there, so we'll show you how to get rid of those. Bit of tissue paper, just dab it into the oil and it should take those air bubbles away. So we're ready now to replace the diaphragm. Just give it a little rub down, push it down on the top there, a little wipe, and then you can just replace the cap. Just put it on to twist tight. Really, you shouldn't really need pliers to tighten it. Then replace the spring. If you need to shorten the shock absorber, you can adjust the little cap on the end just with the pliers. Just hold, I'll show you here, hold on the cylinder shafts and then little twists, and you should see that going up the cylinder. Probably want to get these a little bit shorter, lower centre of gravity, and you can pop in. We've got a bit more pressure now from the diaphragm, there's no air in the system, so we can replace the spring now. Push on, hold it down, Get the plastic flange back in place. Make sure it's down into the bottom of the shaft there, and there you have a replenished shock absorber with no air bubbles, and it's good to go. Thank you for watching. We'll come back next week with another maintenance item on the UDI RC car. Goodbye.